there's some news about Johnny Manziel. There's a lot to catch up on. Johnny Manziel he was traded to a new team. So Johnny Manziel was not going to play with the Hamilton Tiger Cats, his former team in the CFL. So he got traded from the Hamilton Tiger Cats to the Montreal Alouettes. And then Johnny Manziel started in his first Canadian Football League game. And it was ugly. Johnny Manziel was 11 for 20, 104 yards passing, no touchdowns, 0 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Johnny Manziel threw 4 ugly interceptions in his CFL debut. He lost 50-11, ironically to his former team, the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And it was ugly, but it's hard to judge a loss like that because you got to remember, 11 days after being traded, Johnny Manziel was starting for his new team. That's tough, man. That's less than 11 days to learn your new playbook. To give you some context behind how quickly Johnny Manziel was started, I want to talk about Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo was traded from the Patriots to the San Francisco 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo arrived with the 49ers on October 31st. Jimmy Garoppolo, from October 31st, did not play all of November and didn't start his first game until December 3rd. Jimmy Garoppolo had 34 days to prepare and learn the 49ers offense before his first start. I'm not saying that's a long time. That's still a pretty short amount of time to learn an offense and do what Jimmy Garoppolo did. It was unbelievable. But you understand, he had far more time than Johnny Manziel did. Johnny Manziel had less than 11 days to learn his playbook and be starting. And we saw that happen because here's what happened. In his second Canadian Football League start, Johnny Manziel got better. He improved. In Johnny Manziel's second start, not massively improved, but he was 16 for 26, 168 yards, 0 touchdowns, but also 0 interceptions, ran for 36 yards. They did lose 17-24, but that was some progress. And so the point of all this to say, there's a long way to go for Johnny Manziel, but the point is that Johnny Manziel's season, his career, the comeback for Johnny Manziel is not over. It was over. He was with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. He wasn't going to play all year. And I said, until something changed with Johnny Manziel, I'm not going to talk about Johnny Manziel. Something did change. Johnny Manziel is back in a situation where he could possibly catapult his career and do some success. Look, he plays for the worst team in the Canadian Football League. Either the worst or one of the worst. They're 1-7, the Montreal Alouettes. And it's ugly. But it's Johnny Manziel is well on his way. And here's the thing. If Johnny Manziel never, ever makes it back to the NFL, if he never, ever gets to the NFL again, it's still a cool story. Really, Johnny Manziel was like doing drugs, drunk on a beach. Like he was a washed up loser and he got his life back together. I've been that guy. I dropped out of college. I was working at a car wash. I was a loser. I was a guy, my girlfriend made fun of me. She broke up with me, called me a loser, made fun of me. I've been there where Johnny Manziel was. And the fact that Johnny Manziel's already gotten some of his life back together. He's playing professional football, has a steady job, being a starting quarterback. That's so cool. Even if he never makes the NFL, I hope he does. But his story already is so cool. He's a recovering drug addict, getting his life back together. I'm so happy for Johnny Manziel. His story isn't over. He's got a long way to go, but he could get back to the NFL. There's still light at the end of the tunnel. There's hope. And so that is, I wanted to share that. That's so cool about Johnny Manziel. There's hope for Johnny Manziel, and there's a light really, really far away, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel if you're a fan of Johnny Manziel and his comeback. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember, if you want to help Strong Opinion Sports grow, you can share this with your friends on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever it is. Help me grow Strong Opinion Sports by telling your friends about this show. And always remember, you can subscribe to Strong Opinion Sports on iTunes, on SoundCloud, everywhere you can find a podcast, as well as YouTube. My full entire podcast is on YouTube, as well as shorter, more interesting clips like this. So thank you so much. Have a great day, and take care.